Today, we are going to learn proper bike setup so you can get the most out of your workout. If you're new to my channel, my name is Kaleigh. Proper bike setup is so important. It is going to keep you safe. It is going to allow you to have proper form on your bike, which will also allow you to get the most out of your workout. So let's go ahead and get started straight away into the setup of our bike. The first thing when you walk up to your bike, the first thing you want to do is you are going to adjust the seat height. And the easiest way to do that when you're starting out is to use the top of your hip bone and raise the seat up to that point. So that's what we're gonna do right now. While we're still off the bike, we're gonna lift the handlebars up, and you can do this one of two ways. You can lift it up as high as it will go. It's a little bit better to have the handlebars higher, especially if you're beginning, because it will help you keep proper form, keep your chest up, and it makes it a lot easier to breathe. So we're gonna raise our handlebars up, and you can do it in line with your seat or, like I said, all the way to that stop point on the handlebar. All right, so we've got those two things checked off for now. Let's go ahead and we're gonna hop on our bike. Now that you're on the bike, make sure you put your feet either in the cages all the way or clip your feet in so we get the most accurate sense of how we'll be on the bike. So I'm just gonna tighten everything in. So what you wanna look for as far as your seat height goes is when you are sitting on the bike, you want to have just a very slight bend in your knee. You do not want it overbent and you do not want it straight, and you don't wanna feel like you're reaching when you're at the bottom of that pedal stroke. So just a slight bend in your knee, that's what we're looking for there. And then again, the handlebar height it's more of a comfort, but if you're too far down leaning into it, it's gonna make it harder to breathe, also could strain your back. So you just wanna be nice and comfortable with the handlebars. The next thing we wanna look at is our seat either moving forward or moving back. We need to determine if we need to do that or not. And the best way to do that is take one foot parallel to the ground. I'm gonna focus on this leg here. If your knee is coming out over your toes or even over the middle of your foot, then you need to move the seat back. If the seat is too far back and your knee is coming behind the middle of your foot, you need to move the seat forward. And it looks like I need to move my seat back. So I'm gonna hop off the bike again and adjust that. It'll adjust. It's not adjusting. There it goes. All right, so now I have that adjusted. I'm gonna get my feet back in here, use the same leg, and yes, that looks much better. It looks like if I had a string from my knee and dropped it straight down, it would come right over the center of my foot, right where my pedals, right in the middle of my pedals there. So that's what you want a 90-degree angle in the bend of your knee. So that's what we're looking for. So now we've got 3 down, we've got 1 to go, and that's gonna be our handlebars, whether or not we need them to be moved forward or back. Now, what you wanna look for as far as that goes is you want a slight bend in your elbow. If they're, again, straight, you're gonna need to move the handlebars closer to you, or if you're feeling a little scrunched up and you've got some major bend in that elbow, then you are going to need to move them farther away. But right now, mine look like they are set up okay. You can see just a slight bend in the elbow. And I'm gonna pedal just a few times to see how I'm feeling on the bike. And you should feel comfortable on the bike. You should not feel like your knees are gonna hit the handlebars or that you're reaching for the pedals. If you have a hip sway going on, you probably are raised too high on your seat. But most of the time, people are too low as far as the height goes of their seat. And once you are properly set up on the bike, that will allow you to engage all the muscles of your legs, your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings. They'll all work together for an awesome workout. But this feels good now. Now we have the proper bike set up, and now we need to talk about form, because that is also super important to keep you safe on your bike. And just as a side note, before we go over form, what I call something may be different than what you may hear in a spin class that you go to or any cycling videos that you do, but the form should still remain the same. So the first position that I do is I call it first position, and it's just you're in the saddle and your hands are just right at the front of your handlebars. And the main points you want to think about here is while you're pedaling, you always want to have a little bit of resistance on your flywheel. So make sure that you always have something on there that will protect your knees. And you want to think about the slight bend in your elbow. You want to keep your head up. You want to keep your shoulders down away from your ears. You want to engage your core. And you want to push down and pull up with your legs, keeping your feet flat. Your feet always should be parallel to the floor. And then the next position I'm going to go in is a standing position. I call it second position. So what we'll do is from first, we'll come right up to second. All right, so now we are here in what I call second position. Second position is just a standing position. Your hands are at the front of your handlebars. And what we want to look for while we're in second, keeping your head up, your shoulders are down away from your ears, and your core is engaged. You're very light on your handlebars. They are just there for balance. And your weight is centered over the center of your spin bike. So your feet are gonna stay flat, but you wanna think about keeping yourself standing up nice and tall. We're not bouncing at all. Your elbows are tucked in, and you wanna think about your shoulders being over your hips here. That's second position. The next position, I call it third position, and that's where we just shift our weight out over the handlebars. And you'll move your hands out to the end of your handlebars. Again, keeping your feet flat. This is similar to second position, but this here, usually when we're out into third, we're more of a climb. So we can take it a little bit heavier. And that is third position. Again, your head is up, shoulders down away from your ears, elbows tucked in. We're not bouncing all over the place. Nice and controlled. And when you are here in third, really engage the core, protecting your back. So those are the three main positions that we use in my spin classes here on YouTube. That's proper setup and basic proper form on your spin bike. So I hope that these tips will come in handy the next time that you are ready to do your workout. But if you are ready right now, check out this video and we can work out together. And if you have found value in this video, don't forget to let me know by hitting the like button. Thank you so much and have an awesome day.